Friends, as I have said in my earlier video that I will post another video after the first phase and before the second phase of Bihar election. I am posting this. So there is a big news uh, which according to election commission the voting percentage in the first phase elections have been 64.66%, which they announced it on the evening of the first phase. So once the first phase election was over, they have not updated it so far. But if you can remember, in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, in which there were seven phases, in the first two phases, they updated it after 1 week. In the first two phases, and these are the two phases in which BJP did exceedingly well, particularly in Western UP. And as you know, BJP did not do well overall in UP. But as things moved from western to eastern UP in the from the first phase to seventh phase, BJP's performance worsened. So I'm just telling two facts. One is the unusual delay in election commission in announcing the final voting percentages in the first two phases. And the second fact is BJP doing better in these two phases compared to the remaining five phases in UP. I'm not putting any causative effect on this. That is for the you to decide what is happening. But I don't know. Normally, the very next day, Election Commission, after getting all the booth level information, will update it. So this also happened in Pakistan elections a couple of years back, when it is widely believed that Imran Khan's party has won the elections, but the election commission of Pakistan delayed everything, including the final polling details. Pakistan still uses not EVMs, but still use the old method of paper ballot, and a lot of things were suppressed. Internet was suspended, and all those things, etc. People in power are finding different ways to manipulate the mandate. Anyway, so coming back, election commission so far, and my today's video is based on what election commission has officially said: 64.66% total election, compared to last 2020 assembly elections 57.29, and 2024 Lok Sabha elections Bihar 56.225 or something like that, around 1% less than 2020 assembly. Normally Lok Sabha elections see lesser voter turnout. That's common in all states in India, because people are more concerned about their own state, who becomes the CM and who forms the government in the state, because most of the things which are affecting the day to day life of the people are with the state government under the Indian constitution. So normally the voting percentage is higher, slightly higher, 1 to 2% higher in the assembly elections compared to Lok Sabha elections. So we don't have to look deep into the reasons why there was a marginal decline in the Lok Sabha election voting percentage. Now coming to the huge increase from 57.29, let us say 57.3, to the present 64.66, 64.7 rounded up. So why there is a huge increase? That is what now the national media, you can also call it as Godi media, says that is a huge mandate for Nitish Kumar, because there is a long list of queue of women voters. It seems there have been more women voters than men voters in many of the vote polling booths, and because of the Jivika Diti scheme, under which they have given 10,000 rupees to most of the women in the last 1 month or so, which is just using the, as I said, this practice is happening everywhere, and obviously nobody can accept it. As I said, this is a loan. This is not even a freebie. Later, once the elections are over, the microfinance institutions will ask these women to repay. All the money has been now spent in purchasing goods and dresses for Diwali and Chhat Puja. So this has major impact, and so therefore the women in large numbers are voted to bring back Nitish Kumar and probably BJP to power also. That is another different story. Now this is a statistical artifact, a statistical mirage, which is being told again, because the Godi media always builds a narrative to to create an artificial wave. Now nobody is believing them, but they need a narrative to justify their victory after the elections, right? The narrative comes in one form of opinion poll. All opinion polls every time will favor BJP and his allies only. There is no doubt about that. The narrative this time also was been that Nitish Kumar is not doing well, his health is not well, so he will not be the CM after that. And even Mr. Amit Shah has been pretty ambiguous in his statements. So he said that we are fighting the elections under Mr. Nitish Kumar, but who will be the CM will be decided by the MLAs after the elections. But of course, Nitish Kumar has another ace up his sleeve. Previously, two times he has allied with the RJD to form government, one in 2015, another one in 2021. So all these are side plots to it. But one of the narratives by the Godi media in this election that there is a huge increase in the voter turnout, particularly that of women who are the core constituency of NDA, particularly Nitish Kumar, who has cultivated this constituency assiduously in the last 15 years because he doesn't have any specific caste based constituency, unlike the MY combination of RJD. Whether it is true? No, it is rubbish. The data is there for everybody to see. So the number of voters compared to the last assembly election 2020, it has increased by around 21.5 lakh voters. New voters have been registered. That is most of the people who are turned 18 after 2020, 21.5 lakh voters. But in 2025, Election Commission has suddenly announced an SIR to weed out voters. And in that, after Supreme Court also has refused to interfere in this process. So they said they have removed 65 lakh voters in the final list. Initially it was 75, and later with after some people have applied again and all that, it is 65 lakh voters have been removed compared to whose vote names were there. Election Commission says that it is because of the duplication of voters. Some people have migrated to other states in for livelihood or for education, and they have registered themselves there, and those names have been removed, and people who have died, so their names also have been removed. So this has been done by house to house to house surveys and all those things, etc. So putting together, around 65 lakh voters have been removed compared to 2020 assembly, and 21.5 new voters have been added. So that is the reduction overall has been 43.5 lakh voters. And the final list published by Election Commission is 7.42 crore voters, right? 74.2 million voters. And the reduction from compared to 2020 assembly election is 4.3 million. So when you divide it, 4.3 million divided by 76.2 million, so it comes to 6.77%. You can say it roughly 6.75% or 6.8%. Now add 6.75 to the last election polling percentage 57.3. That comes to 64.5, 64.05%. And the final voting percentage given by Election Commission is 64.66. So there's a very small increase of around 0.6 percentage, which is essentially due to increase in voter awareness, which comes naturally with the increasing awareness levels, education level, literacy rate, and particularly because of the young voters who are mostly educated. I said 21.5 lakh new voters have been added, who are mostly first time voters who have just turned 18 from 2020 to 2025. So these people want change. So these are the people who want employment. For them, that's a livelihood issue for them. As I said, Tejashi Yadav has been cultivating this constituency in the past 5 years. So that is, these people are more likely to vote compared to old people, right? So there is a very small marginal increase, which is not a statistically a significant thing for me. As I said, every state in India, you can see there's always been an increase in the last 20-30 years. That is natural due to the increase in the educational level of the people, and the aspirational, as the education level goes up, aspirations go up, expectations go up, and they want to vote, and they believe, which is a fallacy, that their vote is going to change something. Indian democracy is controlled only by two people. Both of them are from Gujarat. So there is no different, no difference you are going to make with your vote or something. But there is a belief, as I said, fallacy among the common people, that their vote is very important, and they have to ensure that they have to vote. So this is very, but there's a narrative is being built. So that narrative is completely wrong. With data, my whatever data I've given, you can check it up with the election commission site website itself, right? So it is all there for everybody to see. Okay, so there is no big increase in that. And as I said, women voters in 2020 Lok Sabha elections, after the final voting count and everything has been given, there is a 5% increase, among the voters. If the 100 people have voted, out of which 53 have been women and 47 have been men. So there is a 5% difference in the voting percentages of women and men. So that is also understandable in a state like Bihar, where most of the menfolk have gone to other states, whether Delhi or Bombay or Punjab or Haryana, to work in agricultural fields, or in southern states, Bangalore, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. So the mostly in villages only women folk are there. So though they only vote in more numbers, it is again quite natural. So that is have already been seen in the last two elections. So, but the overall among the 7.62 voters, lakh crore voters, 52% are men and 48% are women. So there's a 4% difference between men and women voters. So finally, at the end of the day, even though more women vote than men in the elections, particularly in the rural areas where mostly men folk have migrated due to economic reasons, the overall voting is same number of men and same number of women vote. There are more men voters in the voter list, and more women vote than men in actually on the polling day. So both cancels each other out, and there is a, you can say, roughly 50-50 men voters and 50 women voters are there, right? And this has happened in the same manner this year also, in spite of free trains being organized by the powers that be, who have started from both two states, one from Haryana, other from Maharashtra, to bring in those men folk who have migrated to do menial jobs in these two places. So their videos are there in the social media. They have not paid anything for the ticket for this. That's why I said free trains. Who paid for them? That the powers be will be, that be will decide, will be, railways is a central government organization. So they have not paid anything for the tickets, and there's a free holiday for them 1 week, and they will be taken back also after 3-4 days. Another free train will run from Bihar to both Maharashtra and also to Haryana. So, in spite of all that, the voting, whatever study analysis I have done after the first phase, which is same, very tough. But Jansuraj has done in around 20 constituencies in the first phase, particularly in and around Patna, the city constituencies, and also in Darbhanga, in Mithilanchal, where BJP's stronghold. In the city constituencies, Jansuraj candidates have done exceedingly well, and they are expected to cut into the vote bank of BJP, the urban upper class, upper caste voters. So the general opinion is, Nitish Kumar, who has not done very well in the last assembly elections, he scored only 43 seats out of 243, mainly because the Paswan's party has put up candidates against him, undercutting him. He is likely to improve his the tally from 43 out of 243, both phases put together. I am saying, in the first phase he will pick up few seats more, but BJP is not done well, uh, and due to the presence of Jansuraj candidates in many of the city constituencies, and the the Paswan's Lok Janshakti party, LJP, has done very badly. Right. Last time they didn't do very well because they were not part of the BJP LJD alliance, but they didn't put up candidates against BJP. They put up candidates only against Nitish Kumar's JDU. They won, I think, only one seat or so this time. But their presence in Lok Sabha this time has been good. They won 6 seats in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. But it seems that they have not done well, specifically because it seems Nitish Kumar's party people have paid him back from what he did it in 2020. Though now the LJDP is part of the NDA, and Mr. Chirag Paswan is also a union minister like his father Lamvilas Paswan. It seems Nitish Kumar's JDU people have not forgotten what happened in 2020, and they have undercut, they have not worked for him, they have not mobilized their voters, the core women voters, and their own Love Kush constituency for them. Another thing which has been seen this time has been the Love Kush is also not solidly behind Nitish Kumar as is used to be. Love Kush, as I told you, Love is elder brother, that is the caste to which Nitish Kumarji himself belong to, Kurmis, who form around 3% of the population, and Kush or Kushwahas or Queries, both Kushwaha and Query words are used. That is the allied caste of Kushwahas, who form around 4% of the population. Put together, they are around 7% of the population. So this time, the Lok Sabha election, compared to 2019 Lok Sabha, the Mahagathbandhan did better. The reason has been RJD has been consistently wooing the Query or Kushwahas. They have put this time also, even 2024 Lok Sabha elections, they put more Kushwaha candidates than Yadav candidates. And the trend continues in 2025 election also, with RJD having more Kushwaha candidates than Nitish Kumar's JDU. 19 candidates RJD has put, whereas only 16 have come from JDU, Kushwaha candidates. That is a deliberate attempt to woo one of the important sections of the OBC population, the second biggest caste among the OBCs. Last time I gave you the caste census data. Yadavs are around 14% of the population, 14.2%. The second biggest community in OBC is Kushwahas, around more than 4.1, 4.2%. So that's a community being wooed by RJD apart from the EBC vote bank. So that is why they got Mr. Saini, who claims the support of around 10 percentage of votes. But obviously, he won't get more than 3-4%. That's why he has been announced as a deputy chief ministerial candidate also. So Kushwaha candidates again have been pretty dominant in this first phase voters. They are not that important or this thing important factor in the second phase. In the first phase, we have to see how the Kushwaha solidarity with Nitish Kumar has it stood the test of time or not, or like in Lok Sabha election. Still, I would say around 80% of the Kushwaha voters in 2024 Lok Sabha elections have gone with NDA. But for the first time in decades, after Nitish Kumar broke away from Lalu Prasad Yadav, first time there has been a dent has been made by RJD in wooing the Kushwaha voters. Around 15% of the Kushwaha voters have voted for the Mahagathbandhan last time because a lot of candidates of Mahagathbandhan themselves are Kushwahas. So whether that trend continues or not, probably will be one of the deciding factors in the first phase. First phase is actually going to decide who is going to win Bihar. Second phase is about the peripheral areas. Central areas have already voted in the first phase. Second phase is about the peripheral areas. In the north, as I said, Champaran area, BJP tends to do well. And in the northern part of Mithilanchal, southern part of Mithilanchal have voted already. Darbhanga, Samastipur have voted. The northern parts bordering Nepal are going to vote in the second phase, Sitamarhi and Madhubani. Again, BJP strongholds. And in the Kosi belt is again a very tough fight is going to happen this time. Right. Whereas the northeast, the part that is Simanchal, Muslim dominated Simanchal, as I have said, the two districts, Katihar and Kishanganj, are normally going the Mahagathbandhan way. In spite of the presence of MIM, Mr. Ovasi, who is dubbed by many as a B team of BJP RSS, who won 5 seats last time, but 4 MLAs switched allegiance next year itself. This time, he has been camping in Kishanganj for the last 25 days and he has taken a helicopter, couple of helicopters, I believe, and he is going daily to different parts of only Simanchal area, the Muslim dominated Simanchal area. He is going to all the places, to even small villages, to canvass for his candidates. Okay, democracy gives everybody the right to contest and also to canvass. We are not taking anything away from him. But I have said there is no ground well of support this time for him like last time. So it's not that 2020 was the first time he has contested elections in Bihar. He has contested previously 2015 elections also and won one seat also. But there was a lot of traction for him last time. But that is missing on the ground this time. So people believe that this election is going to be the election of Mahagadbandhan, and they don't want to be seen on the other side, or fence sitting will not work. And one more important thing is, on the ground level, many people think that it is going to be Nitish Kumar's large major election given his health conditions. Nobody wants to talk too much about it. I also don't want to talk about his personal things. But given that this election is very important for the legacy of Nitish Kumar, unlike Lalu Prasad Yadav, Nitish Kumar's son, who is in public domain but not very active in politics. So what? Who's the vote bank of Nitish Kumar? The Love Kush vote bank and the EBC vote bank and the women vote bank. To whom it will go after Nitish? Whether his party will be there or not? These are big questions are there. So this elections, another important thing what I have seen is the energy being put up by Tejashi Yadav, who probably sees that this is the last major election for him to win. Then probably he can not only carry on his own father's legacy but also his Chacha's legacy. Chacha is Nitish Kumar. Chacha is father's younger brother. That's how Nitish Kumar addresses. Sorry, it's Tejashwi Yadav addresses Nitish Kumar. Chacha's legacy also probably he can take it over. And like Lalu did it in the 90s, whole of 90s, probably he can not only MY alliance, he can have both OBC and Muslim alliance, which is unbeatable. So we don't know that, but Tejaswi's energy is just unmatchable. I think day before yesterday, 8th, he has addressed 19 election meetings. 19 meetings in a single day. So that is along with all the travels and all those things, etc. His energy levels are unmatchable, as I said. And of course, he is focusing mainly on the youth. As I said, first time voters or the second time voters, the constituency 18 to 25. Bihar, as I said, has no industries. So everybody is dependent upon only on state government jobs. So that is why you can see even in Delhi also, a lot of people from Bihar and Eastern UP come here to prepare for civil service examinations also, and all other examinations like SSC, banking exams, everything. Because that's how it has been always, unfortunately. In fact, Bihar is a energy surplus state, power surplus state. Don't think it is good thing, because there is no industry there. There is no demand for power in Bihar. In fact, the whole amount of energy consumed, power consumed by Bihar is less than energy consumed by Gurgaon, a suburb of Delhi in Haryana. So that is how the development happens there. Unfortunately, nobody talks about the development there. Everybody talks about only about freebies and unimplementable things like one job for each family in the state government, etc. Anyway, politics are not matured much in India, unfortunately. So the and again the southern part of Bihar is also going to vote the south of Ganga. As I said, the original Naxal dominated areas, Aurangabad, Jahanabad, Gaya to some extent. So all these areas bordering Jharkhand are going to vote there. And last time in 2020 elections, again Mahagadbandhan did better than NDA in these areas. I expect that trend to continue because of the strong presence of communist parties, particularly CPI-ML, popularly known as Mali. Mali party is contesting more than 25 seats in Bihar. So I think they are expected to do well in these elections also. Um, so the battlegrounds are already there. We know it. The first phase is definitely going to be the deciding phase, not the second phase, which I expect the trends of the 2020 elections to continue in the second phase elections, with Mahagadbandhan doing partially better in in Simanchal area due to the lesser presence of MIM in these elections, in spite of the vigorous campaigning by Mr. Owaisi. And another factor which has come, we don't know, in spite of all analysis and data. Um, See, from the Mahagathbandhan side, last time, as I said, the difference in voting percentage 2020 was 0.03%, with both alliances getting around 37.2%. But last time, as I said, LJP, the Lok Janata Party of Mr. Chirag Paswan was not with the NDA. They scored around 5.5%. And Kushwaha party, Upendra Kushwaha's party, RJD or RLD was also not there. They garnered around 1.5%. Whereas the Mr. Mukesh Saini, who was with the NDA, has switched this time now. So essentially, you can say, based on 2020 assembly elections, the voting percentage of NDA should go up by around 5%. That is addition of Chirag Paswan and Upendra Kushwaha minus Mukesh Saini. Whereas the NDA Mahagathbandhan side, the increase has to be around 2.5% because of addition of Mr. Saini, and one small party of Mr. IP Gupta has also joined. It will bring around 0.5%, so around 3%. So Mahagathbandhan is lagging behind NDA by 2% as per simple arithmetics. But I said simple arithmetics doesn't work in Indian politics. If you take caste-wise analysis, the MY comes in at around 32.5%, and the communist parties bring in around 4.5%. Mr. Mukesh Saini brings in around 2.5, Gupta brings in 0.5. So all come together around 4 to 4 plus 3 7%, and Congress upper caste vote bank brings in another 2-3%. Congress has a, as I said, vote share among all the communities. It's a catch-all party, getting votes from Hindu upper caste, and also from Muslims, also from Dalits, and also from EBC groups also. So put together, I would say the vote bank, as it stands, of Mahagathbandhan will be around 42 to 43%. Whereas, as I said, another important factor this time has been BSP. BSP got around 2.5% votes in the 2020 assembly elections. This time, with Mayawati declining, even in UP itself, how the Chamar voters, particularly in Bhojpuri speaking western part of UP, bordering eastern UP, are going to vote, is a deciding factor in many constituencies, with the election being very, very tight. Whereas very difficult to say exactly what is the vote share of the NDA, right? Because BJP brings in it around 10 to 11% upper caste voters, with around 5% vote share of Mr. Paswan, and around 1.5% brought in by Mr. Kushwaha, his own community votes. So that adds to the maybe 7% of Love Kush, though, as I said, there is some leakage from that Love Kush thing to Mahagathbandhan because of the candidates. This time also, as I said, RJD has given more seats to Kushwaha candidates deliberately in the central part of Bihar, which went to polls in the first phase. So even at the best, 11% of BJP, 5 plus 2, 7%. So that is 18%, plus Love Kush, 7%, 25%. But so far, we are knocked about the big chunk, that is the EBCs, who are more than 35% of the population. And EBCs have been constant. Mr. Nitish Kumar, knowing his weaknesses in the caste arithmetic in Bihar, has been constituously wooing this constituency, EBCs, and also women. In 2010, he gave a cycle to all the girls, to students, again taking a leaf out of the Tamil Nadu model, which they gave it in the 1990s end itself. Jayalalitha gave. Then also, he I think around 5 years back, he stopped crack. There are no alcohol is not available in Bihar, though in black market you can get easily. It's just that 100 rupees beer bottle will cost you around 300 rupees. And of course, everywhere the local brew made from mahua flour is also freely available, and drugs are available. Yesterday, I was watching a video. Women was crying. She said, "My son He is taking drugs every single day. He works as some manual labor, 500 rupees every day he makes, and all 500 rupees he spent on drugs. And she was using some local word for drugs. I forget that. And she said, I try to reform him, but he doesn't listen. He says that if he stops taking the drugs, he will die. And I got him married also. He's got a kid also. Still, he doesn't stop his practices. And I have no other alternative other than to die. I cannot see my son die. I want to die before him. So it is very touching story video I saw yesterday of it's a sidetrack of some election coverage by some YouTube channel. So drugs are available free. Mahua is available everywhere, and as I said, beer and other things are also available. You just have to pay 3 to 4 times more than in the black market. Something has changed, but it was a thing announced by Mr. I think in 2016 he announced it, Mr. Nitish Kumar, to woo the women voters, and many other schemes he have been continuously doing: free ration, 1,000 rupees for women per month, unemployment, old age allowance, widow allowance, many things, schemes he have started again. Most of them taken from the Tamil Nadu model. But Tamil Nadu is an industrialized state and has a highest GDP growth rate, and one of the high per capita GDP also in India. Urbanized, the most urbanized state in India, the most industrialized state in India. Therefore, they can afford to do it. But Bihar cannot do it. And a lot of money from Tamil Nadu also comes from the government itself selling alcohol. In Bihar, when you ban alcohol, where is the money to for all this welfare schemes? So all the money of Bihar goes into payment of salaries, pension, and all the welfare schemes, and all the money given by the union government also goes into all that. There is no money for development or any other projects. And given the law and order situation, there's nothing, no industries will ever come there, and people will be dependent only upon government or migration for their livelihood. So that's the sorry state of affairs, unfortunately, in Bihar even today. So, not only BJP has, as you might have seen, there are a lot of report. There is one BJP Rajya Sabha MP, one Mr. Rakesh Sinha. He's from Bihar. He has voted in 2025 Delhi Assembly elections also, along with his two of his friends, accomplices, his party men, BJP party functionaries, and he has voted also in Bihar Assembly election. This is in spite of the election commission saying that after SIR there is no duplication of voters. You cannot have your voter ID in two different places in India. Still, it is happening. Anyway, the election commission has not given so far any satisfactory reply about the Brazilian model. Also, my only request to the powers that be is, there are a lot of Russian and Ukrainian girls in Delhi who dance in the Delhi bars and nightclubs, etc. Please have a nice blonde, blue-eyed girl also. Same like Bihar, there are 25 different places that Brazilian girl's photo has been given, and under different names it has been registered. If they have done it in Bihar or they are going to do it in other elections, please have a Russian or Ukrainian girls who are a lot of. You don't have to go to Russia to take their picture and all. There are a lot of them are working in Delhi. Also, Times of India and Hindustan Times daily ads are also coming. Russian, Ukrainian girls in bars and all those things, etc., nightclubs, etc. It's open. Prostitution goes on in the national capital also. So massage parlors are also available in Delhi, where this Russian, Ukrainian girls will service you. So you don't have to go far away to Brazil and Argentina or Colombia, where a lot of Miss Worlds and Miss Universe come from Colombia. Also, you don't have to go all the way to across the world, half the world. Also, you can get the beautiful Russian models in Delhi itself. There, that is my only request to the powers that be. But as I said, coming back to the serious business of politics, you never know. All your analysis will go awry simply because of the powers that we decide that they have this thing. They decide otherwise. So otherwise, there is no way BJP would have won Haryana. I am again and again repeating. There's no way BJP would have won Haryana. But having said that, Bihar has been highly polarized always. As I said, it's highly politicized state. It is in DNA of Biharis. Politics is in the DNA of Biharis. So it's again very tight elections going on. Jan Suraj will decide in few constituencies again around put together. In second phase, again he'll be a big factor in Mithilanchal, from where Mr. PK Prashant Kishore comes from. His candidates, particularly upper caste candidates, could cut into the votes of BJP, and where BJP has done well in North Bihar traditionally, so it could be a factor there. MIM could be a factor in few constituencies still in Simachal, where they have got some good candidates are there. Some candidates who are not got from RJD or Congress has switched over also in the last minute. One of Taslimuddin, who was I think 5 times MP from Katihar and one time from Kishanganj. One of his son is also contesting in that constituency. His elder brother is contesting on Jansuraj thing, and younger brother, another son of Taslimuddin, who is a sitting MLA, is contesting on RJD. Last time the seat was won by MIM. But that candidate, Taslimuddin's younger son, shifted to RJD the very next year. So MIM still, though I don't consider them as a bigger challenge compared to 2020, still they will be a factor in around 7 8 constituencies. Jan Swaraj also will be a factor. And again, the undercurrents, how they are going. Many, as I said, Nitish Kumar's voters are not completely transferring to Lok Janshakti Party of Paswan. They want to pay them back by the same coin what they have done it in 2020. All these narratives, constituency wise narratives, play an important role, plus the caste arithmetic in each constituency and the candidates caste and their ability. Bahubalis, a lot of Bahubalis are also there. Bahubali is nothing but gundas. It is a euphemism used in Bihar for gundaism. So a lot of Bahubalis still are very active. Though Pradhan Mantri ji Narendra Modi has been talking about Gundaraj in every meeting, public meeting. Now, of course, after the first phase, where the general consensus is that BJP has not done well, particularly in Patna and also in Mithilanchal, which is their bastion always due to presence of Jan Suraj candidates, and some constituencies where Nitish Kumar's vote bank is not transferring completely to BJP. Mr. Modi has talking about infiltration now in the last 2 3 days. But according to his own election commission, after the removal of 65 lakh voters from the voter list as due to SIR, there are no infiltrators right now in Bihar. Infiltrators, Hindi word is I think some Gusbandi, something like that. I don't know. That is what Mr. Modi talks in each meeting. You can tune in and see that also. A lot of Godi media is propagating his electoral meetings, etc. Gusbandiya, I think so. Infiltrators, indirectly meaning Bangladeshi infiltrators. Bangladesh, anybody who is a Muslim. But Bangladesh per capita GDP is more than that of Modi's India. So why should we have Bangladeshi guy to come to? Maybe Sheikh Hasina might have come, and Modi ji is giving him 5 star facilities in Delhi, though she is a wanted criminal in Bangladesh right now. I don't think any Bangladeshi is in India, simply because there is no reason for the Bangladesh is very much developed, and the Bangladesh textile exports are much more than that of India, and they have industrialized much faster than Eastern India surrounding Bangladesh, that is Assam, West Bengal, and Bihar. So when their economy is many times better than that of Eastern India, only an idiot will migrate from illegally, that too from Bangladesh to India. So, but then it is an electoral issue, emotional thing, which attracts to keeps their core urban upper class voter happy when they talk about all these immaterial things. Nobody wants to talk about development, why Bihar is such a poor state and why people are still migrating. Unfortunately, the narrative is not that. The narrative is either the divisive agenda, either of or based on communal lines or on caste lines. Even though I also talked a lot about caste-based arithmetic in my videos, though I'm again completely against the caste system. So in India, unfortunately, it is a ground reality, and you cannot escape it. Particularly when you're talking about electoral politics, there, where every vote counts. So I stick to my original thing. So it again is very very tight. Whatever the margin, the overall margin, I would be saying. But yesterday I was watching a program. They say that 3% vote swing against NDA. Only a 3% vote swing against NDA will lead to a loss of around 15% seats. 15% seats for them out of 240 seats will be around 25 seats. So last time the big 0.3% voting difference margin gave them victory of 125 to 110 seats out of 243. The remaining seats won by independent and smaller parties. So this time, if they are losing 25 seats, they will come down to 100, whereas Mahagathbandhan from 110 will increase to 135, a working majority, a comfortable majority. But that is based on 3% vote swing. A 3% vote swing is not completely unthinkable given the circumstances, given the new voters, given the caste composition, given the Kushwaha voters, given some, the overall anti-incumbency general, though it is an undercurrent. Nobody talks, as I said, anything negative about Nitish Kumar. Even RJD people don't talk anything because they also know that in future Nitish Kumar may align with them also. Given that BJP is not overly enthusiastic about retaining Nitish Kumar, even if MDA wins majority of seats, so he can become another Shinde, and he can become a Balika Bakra, so sacrificial lamb. So nobody knows. So everybody keeps their fingers crossed, and everybody plays their cards very close to the chest. Everybody thinks that they have got an ace up their sleeve. So but maybe if needed, I may post a video after the second phase. But I think the overall trend is very well known. It is pretty tight still now, and the margin will be less than 2%. And it will be decided by constituency to constituency, and based on the caste composition and of the constituency, and the candidates and their ability to bring their voters to the polling booth, plus the impact of Jansuraj and MIM. So there, but please, there is no big increase in the voting percentage. As I already said, it is a statistical artifact. It is the same thing. The EBC women have been voting in large numbers to Nitish Kumar in the last 15 years. He has assiduously built this constituency, and that will still remains with him. That nobody is saying that those women are going to vote against him or not, vote against Nitish Kumar. It is not Modi's constituency, it is Nitish Kumar's constituency. But his general belief is that Nitish has done better than last year. Like as last time, 2020, he scored very badly due to the role played by LJP. His vote share and seat percentage will definitely increase, and BJP's vote share and percentage will come down due to Jan Swaraj presence in the city constituencies, and RJD may marginally increase this presence in the RJD and Congress due to the weakness in BJP and also in Ramvilas Paswan. So whether the 2%, 3% vote percentage share is going happening or not is very difficult. As I said, these are very fine margins and depends upon constituency to constituency. So let's see what is going to happen. As I said, still we are in for a very fascinating last round of elections. Hope no vote chori or EVM manipulation occurs. But you never know. But that's it. Thank you so much.